My name is Joey Weiner. I am the Senior Manager of Public Affairs here at the Midnight Mission. There's a lot of reasons why people are homeless, but there's one thing that unites most of them, and I'll tell you, it's probably a loss of hope.
I grew up in New York, so we've seen homelessness at a wide scale on a lot of bases, and I always wondered why were they laying there, and I never actually knew that individual for who he was and his story.
These are human beings that, for one reason or another, lost their way.
People look at us like we monsters. You lose your identity. You don't have no identity no more.
I guarantee you, out of all the thousands of people that are suffering from homelessness in the greater Los Angeles area, there's not a single one of them, when they were a child, went, you know what, I want to be homeless when I get older. You know what I mean?
I feel like there are a lot of what I call invisible people in the world today that a lot of people don't notice.
The Midnight Mission's been in operation since 1914. There's been a lot of change within that 106-year history, including our location. But one of the things that's remained constant is the food service to our community guests. No obligation. We're meeting them, like you said, we're meeting them where they're at. We're opening our doors and we're offering a sense of community, a sense of compassion, a little bit of hope. The majority of people that are documented homeless in the greater Los Angeles area are just people that are in crisis. They just need what we call a hand up, not a handout. Right? So what they need is a push in the right direction and support along the way. And that's exactly what we provide on an individual basis. I have friends myself that, they're for all intents and purposes normal, but they have to live in their car because they're going to school and have exhausted student aid. And, they stay in their car or at friends' houses or whatever. They don't have family to fall back on, or the family can't support them because they have their own their own issues, exactly. We show people that, you're welcome to come in, you're welcome to have a safe environment, and when they're ready, if they become ready, then there's the opportunities that people can take advantage of, like our crisis and bridge housing program. We continue to provide services to the people that come in that are ready to access these services. There has to be a level of willingness, Crisis and Bridge Housing Program, we have women and men that live here. So the women live on this side of the facility over here. We have a library. It's open to the public here. Anybody's welcome to use the library. Then we have a barber shop. We have some volunteer. We got some volunteer. We don't have a staff barber. We have volunteer barbers that come through. This gentleman here, my dude here. All right. Yeah. All right.
How y'all doing today?
Doing fine. How you doing?
Pretty good.
This is my friend Shalane from the Skid Row Project. Yeah.
This is amazing.
This is Josh. Josh, right? Yeah.
This is pretty amazing.
And so this gentleman here is volunteering his time. We rely on the kindness of our community partners here to be able to give back in one way or another. And if they have abilities and they're willing to share them with our community guests here, then we want to be able to give them that support to be able to do so. If there's not direct connection with services, there's a kind of an indirect connection with what people need on an individual basis. And that's part of it.
My name is Vanessa Hill.
Frank Inocentis.
Jose Vasquez.
Michael Mandina.
James McDonald.
Xandro Salvante.
Kim Ha.
Clarence Davis.
Michael Mack.
I've been homeless now for 4 years.
For 4 years, yeah.
It's been almost 5 months for me already.
About 8 years at the most. Yeah.
I've been homeless off and on for 10 years.
Approximately a year.
Like for almost 6 months right now.
I've been homeless like a year or something. Yeah.
Been homeless a little over a year, close to 13 to 14 months now.
And where are you from?
I was born in Jackson, Mississippi.
A transplant from Brooklyn, New York.
Let me see. Well, I grew up in the city of Linwood.
I'm from here, California.
I'm a product of the city.
Okay.
Product of, I'm a 70s baby.
I'm from the Philippines.
I'm originally from Philippines too.
I'm from Vietnam originally.
What services have you been receiving?
I've been receiving drug and alcohol counseling.
Housing, first and foremost, recovery, treatment for my addiction, training, school.
Mental health services.
They're giving me a lot of education and opportunity in life to move on, to move forward.
Recovery services, free dental, free lodging.
Right now, they've been helping me with my substance abuse issue I've been having.
I've been going through recovery, because I was addicted.
It put me in a position not only to get a better education, put me in a position to get a job.
From housing to drug treatment and also to medical. I've had some medical issues since I've been here that I've been allowed to address.
They said that if you have no place to go, you cannot heal in the street. So you have to go somewhere else. Do you want to go in the Minda Mission? I said yes, and then I was placed here. And I was very, very blessed and very fortunate that they put me in this shelter house.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. So, paint a picture from your childhood up until
Well,
teenage years and then adulthood.
I came up in a family, we didn't have a whole lot, but everybody in my family is hard workers. And we worked and pulled ourselves to middle class.
I would say my childhood life was pretty good, pretty decent. I had both of my parents growing up.
Had actually a pretty good childhood growing up.
Was in a good home with my mom. Childhood, going to school.
I come to the United States in 1984.
Middle class family, mom, dad, hardworking.
Boy Scout, altar boy, went to private school.
Yeah.
So we lived in our good communities, and I went to good schools.
I have a lot of graphic stuff in my background. I'm just going to speak on one that took me for a loop, and it took me 45 years to get straight in my head. I was molested as a child, 8 years old.
My mom passed away early.
My father died when I was at a very young age. I grew up in the individual my mom married was an abusive individual. He had a drinking problem.
I done been through molestation, rape, all that.
Mom died of a heroin overdose. When I was 4 years old, I found her. So that kind of already.
My family mostly was my mother. My mother died in 2017.
When my mom passed away, I have to stay with my auntie. So my auntie's the one who's taking care of me.
Finished high school, and I was able to go. I went into the United States Marine Corps from that point on.
I used to work for the VOA.
When I was like in my 20s, I had my own job. I worked for a lot of good companies.
I was a single parent. I was raising my children, 5 of my children by myself. And I was living in a nice community in the city of Carson. And I had a nice home. I was paying mortgage and things on my house. And once I lost my job, I just went in financial debt. I cannot keep up, paying that high mortgage like that and taking care of 5 children as a single parent.
The system here is different than the system over there. So I make a mistake, then I went to prison for 22 years flat.
That's when I found myself going down the road of addiction.
Yeah.
I started drinking when I was 8 years old.
Started drinking when I was 12 years old.
Drugs.
Took drugs.
Started doing drugs.
That led to penitentiaries.
Picked up a lot of bad habits coming back as I was diagnosed with PTSD. So I've had some other issues going on. And I tried to address the PTSD issues with alcohol and drugs. It didn't work out well for me at all. Yeah, it didn't work out well. And it kind of like an accumulation of what got me here today.
Me on my own. I have no family. My mom passed away. My brother gone,
I lose my father, well, the man that raised me. And I lose the mother that raised me.
Yeah.
All of this while I'm locked away. Then I lose my brother.
Too much.
And you start losing property, power, prestige, and all of these other things. And you look up one day, you don't have nothing.
So now I'm getting myself right.
I was tired of drinking and doing all those drugs, you know what I mean? And I just caught myself. I looked at myself in the mirror, like, oh God, no, like what happened to you?
Yeah, you ready for change?
Yes, I'm ready for change. I don't want to do this no more. So here I am.
I feel like
Trying to get it together.
Need to get my life back together on track.
Why the staff been here supporting me through all my trials and tribulations. I thank him a lot. I do.
I'm trying to get it together.
The Midnight Mission is a great place.
But here at this Midnight Mission, one thing I can say about them is that they put forth 1,000% effort in trying to help the people that come into this program. This wonderful place, right? Some of us want to pull our lives back together, but don't know how.
Now I'm here at the Midnight Mission to progress, like getting my housing, go back to school.
Being homeless is real fear because I don't know what comes to me at night. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm going to find a next meal tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to get food, clothes, or where I'm going to take a shower at. All the negative things come to my mind,
Now, since I'm not on the streets anymore, I learned a lot,
I'm grateful for this place right here, the Midnight Mission. They gave me a shot when nobody else wouldn't.
So now I'm just trying to take one step at a time of just accumulating the things necessary to get back on track.
I just wanted you to know that the Midnight Mission gave us a lot of hope, a lot of dreams to push and to hold on to. The Midnight Mission gave us a lot of opportunity, work, to move on with life, at the same time to have faith that someone cares out there.
And they gave me some tools to work with, and I feel better about myself as a human being.
Right now, you know what? I have so many goals.
So I do my own nails, so going like the cosmetology,
Oh, you want to go to cosmetology?
Yeah.
Sobriety, getting myself back on my feet, get clean.
Housing, employment, and housing.
To go back to school, to further my education.
I want to have my career back, work again.
Get housing, try to get housing, and look for a job. Get myself ready to get out there again.
I feel you.
Thinking about pursuing my my college degree still. Yeah, going back to school. Business management. Yeah.
I'm working on my own book, telling my story to other people that want to hear it.
And reunification of family in some instances.
I wrote a book trying to get that published.
I think just trying to stay mentally strong.
I'm staying focused on my housing.
Housing, employment.
Just to have my spirits back, get in a good place with myself, with my family, being a provider.
Send money for my kids, education. I want to bring my kids over here in America too.
Yeah. If money wasn't necessary, what would you be doing with your time? Do you have a passion or anything that you like to do?
Cooking.
Cooking?
Oh, the book. Oh, this book is based on my life.
Traveling and writing.
I would like to be traveling.
Love to travel. I went to Vegas a couple months ago.
Yeah, how was that?
Oh my gosh, me and my fiance, we had a ball.
Yeah.
Traveling. I'm trying to fill out my passport.
I would like to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'll be cooking for everybody. I'll have them sitting there patting their feet up under the table because I'm good at what I do. I don't know no man, no woman too much more that can bake and cook better than I can. I cook the best soul food this side of the Mississippi. I'm telling you. I can guarantee you one thing. You're gonna be sucking on your fingers. I promise you.
Boy, we'd have some homeless block parties like you wouldn't believe. We'd have resources down here like you wouldn't believe. I'd be talking to everyone about being down here and helping out.
I love helping the homeless because I used to be homeless myself.
I want to encourage those who do give of their time and their monies and their efforts. I want to encourage you to continue on that, there are people who are reaping the benefits of it and are changing their lives, and it is very much needed.
People out there needs help. And if you're gonna reach out, you have to understand them. You have to feel them, what's going on, address the real problem out there. Some people doesn't want to be helped, and people want to help, but some people want to be helped, but cannot have the help that they need.
There's no such thing as little helping out. Every bit, every dollar, every pair of socks, every pair of underwear, every deodorant, everything comes to the accumulation of helping whoever it may help at that particular moment. So there is no little. Everybody has a play and everybody has a part in it, and I just want to encourage everybody.
Hygiene's food. It's called Give Back to the Community, what they gave back to me.
And that, you know, you could be very helpful to everybody. Everybody doesn't have to give money. Everybody doesn't have to give the house. Everybody doesn't have to give things. But if you give your time and you give of yourself, you show that somebody cares. That makes a big difference in someone's life.
And I realized that more and more as I, was immersed here, accessing services myself. And then, as I wrapped up my program and then I was offered a job here, as I've continued to work in public affairs and continue to work with our volunteers and donors in our community and our program participants, I see there's no difference between the most valued donor that donates the most money you can imagine compared to the person that's living on the street. There's no difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the only difference is circumstance. You know what I mean? And there's a separate set of circumstances that this person and this person had, and it really, what it comes down to is that we're all the same.
I want to go back to work out in this field to actually help out myself, because I'm being a product of it now since I've been in it, and I do want to help in the field itself. But I just want to extend myself out to those who are a little bit less fortunate and those who are struggling, because I've had my own struggles and I understand it myself.
The only thing that can make me feel good is to help another homeless.
That's one of the things that's most gratifying things in the whole world, is to be able to help another human being. Ain't nothing in this world, ain't no amount of money in this world. Now, the amount of money in this world is more gratifying than helping another human being set his life in order. It ain't.
If you guys are homeless, there's some good help out here. There's shelters, there's places where you can get all the help you need, the resources. They're here. They have doctors here that work with you. They have so much opportunity, jobs, anything.
I want to encourage those who are still struggling to have hope and know that, there is someone out there that cares, and that there are people who are willing to help you, but you have to make the first step yourself, and you have to just give it all out, just go in. The thing they call about blind faith is that you don't see it, so you have to trust. And it's hard for those who've been, living on the streets and, being abused and all that. And I know it's hard, but if you do, you'll find that, there are people who care.
I would like to send a message to those young people who's into drugs and homeless, at the same time hopeless. There's hope. All you have to do is get some information. And the only information you can have is you have to snap out of it, ask somebody, go to Midnight Mission.
But there's a place you can find help,
You gotta ask for help, no matter what. I don't care what the situation is.
Well, I would thank you for this time and this moment. If I can be able to express myself, it makes me feel better as a person, because I'm sure by me speaking in terms of what I went through, it can help somebody else who also been in the same place I've been in.
I really like to send a message to my son, because I want him to know that your mother is doing what she's supposed to do, and I'm staying positive on some good stuff.
I believe this is one of the venues that we have now to be able to reach out and help a whole lot more people.
Anybody that don't think that can happen to them, it can. I don't care what shape or form you in, or race, creed, it can happen. Myself, I was brought up with both parents. They had good jobs. I had good jobs. I was a skillful man, a skillful person. And look where I'm at now. The trials and tribulations of life.
Once you get so deep into drugs and you lose yourself, you lose your spirit is muffled. You forget, and you lose interest in life.
Everything can happen to anybody. We couldn't sleep one day and a storm come through. We lost everything. We become homeless. Where we go, who gonna help us?
To those that ain't never been in a position like this, I would say to you, if you could step outside yourself for a moment, I challenge you for a moment, just for a moment in your life, to give up everything you got, leave your car at home, turn loose your keys, put your checkbook down, take all the money out of your pocket, leave your credit card, and put on one pair of shoes, one thin jacket, one pair of pants, one pair of drawers, and come and live on Skid Row for 2 weeks. Forsake everything that you got for that 2 weeks that you here. then and only then can you understand truly what homelessness is like. Can you understand the mental anguish, the pain and suffering that these people suffer down here on Skid Row? The lack of housing, the lack of mental health, to an all-time high, and it's getting worse.
I think the thing about it is that sometimes we don't, our perception of what we see shouldn't override what we know about the individual. So we need to get to learn people, get to know them, make contact, reach out, and you'll see that there's a person there that has a story, and it's not unlike your own. It's, except for different twists and turns, a couple of situations.
We have to go out there, talk to them, make some survey, and feel what's going on around there outside. One by one, yeah.
Come visit Skid Row. Come see the homeless and what's needed. And what can we do? What can be done? To get these people, out the slum.
You need help to get back, and the only person can help you is another human being. So I just like to leave them with that.